Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
Revised bill. And that is where you'll be having confusion. So that procedure, you have to really look at it. That is what is done at the consideration stage. So I'm surprised that this matter is rising up. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, what you explained is exactly what happened. In fact, the committee did the work, brought the report to the House. The House took a decision. It was the Speaker sitting, the first deputy Speaker sitting in, who referred all the amendments that the committee has done and everything to the winnowing committee. And when they brought the new version,
why? They have no right to bring any new version.
No, not a new. When they brought it with the amendments.
Or brought what?
The committee's report with the amendments incorporated.
Incorporated into what?
Into the bill.
Yes, they don't have authority to incorporate anything into a bill.
So, Mr. Speaker, that is why the Speaker then said that we should go by the amendments as has been advertised. Because we thought that with the process that you explained, now the amendments in the other paper will not reflect the original amendments that were made. So that it will be easy, so there will be only one document.
Yes, but it's because you've been struggling to explain the incorporated. It's because the winnowing committee incorporated the new amendments into the original bill, and that has now been printed as the bill, which is wrong. Because the House hasn't taken any side decision. When that decision is taken, the old bill that was initially presented will have to be officially withdrawn from the House. And so that one will not be before the House again. And so you have only the new bill that has now to be relayed, which will now be before members for consideration. Yes, Majority Chief.
Speaker, so we are all guided. And I believe that going forward, these guidelines, in fact, I want to propose that, please. So that going forward, Mr. Speaker, these guidelines will be advertised properly, especially and exhibited to our business statement presentation, because it's a guide. When we get to the stage, please, what is this chorus about withdrawal? The bill is before the House. It is our product. So, I'm not confused. And the chorus we are singing, it has no basis. We are masters of our own rules. And especially our considerations, the rules are relaxed. So the product before us is what we are considering. Speaker, what Speaker has done is like the new practice direction, which will be guided. So what is before us, the direction will be that we consider the bill that has been brought and considered by both the committee, the substantive committee, and the further referral to winnowing, which has also brought a report. So, Mr. Speaker, we have the original, and the original is also before the House. So we pray that if your direction is that the amendment be effected in respect of the original bill which is before us, then we are guided and we proceed accordingly. So that we take away what is supposedly a product of the winnowing committee, and then we deal with the bill, because the proposed amendments are properly advertised in the order paper and they are before us. This is the stage of consideration. The original bill is here. When an advertised amendment is read out, in respect of the clause in question, the proper decision will be taken by plenary, and then the speaker will put the question. So the speaker has only straightened our path. There's nothing erroneous about what has happened. He's straightened our path. So, Speaker, we are guided.
Yes, Minority Leader. Please, Minority Leader.
Speaker, with respect, normally the practice is that when the presiding officer gives direction, which direction is well founded in law and practice, a cue must be taken, and it must be taken in all humility. There is no ego business here. It's not about who wins and who loses. This is legislation. Mr. Speaker, there are 3 documents: incorporated document and non-incorporated document. This house is a house of records. When a document is laid and it is substantially varied, that variation cannot be considered as having formed part of the document before the House. So, Mr. Speaker, I would expect that the respected leader who spoke before me would do the necessary consultation with the sponsor so that the necessary withdrawal is done and the bill relayed. But, Mr. Speaker, this thing about the winnow document and that they should rather deal with the the original bill that was introduced, and then we should do the advertised amendment. Mr. Speaker, you have 3 documents. So, respected Majority Chief Whip, there is no winner here, there is no loser here. All the winnowing that was done under the able leadership of the leader of the House is meant to enrich the legislation, the bill itself. So, Mr. Speaker, it is very untidy, and we don't want anybody to raise procedural issues. A document that is not before the House cannot become part of the records of the House. So, Mr. Speaker, the majority side should take a cue, withdraw the bill, do the right thing, and come back.
Yes, Minority Leader, well noted. The directive has already been given, and so we don't need to belabor the points. We have a bill that was laid before us. That is the bill that was presented to us. The others are proposed amendments. The bill before us is the one that was laid. And so these proposed amendments are captured in the order paper, and then that's what you use to do the consideration. So we move on. Second Deputy Speaker, please prepare to take the chair. Yes. And so, honorable members, I have the original bill with me here. So we'll be using that as we go along. Yes, so
Speaker, indeed, it's actually the bill. It's not even original. It's actually the bill. What is around is just a guide. That when you see an advertised amendment, there's a guide as a product of winnowing committee's work. So, Speaker, we thank you.
well, let's move on. I earlier on called clause 7. And the chair drew to our attention to a proposed amendment. Then we realized that it was the same on the bill that was laid in the House. So we move on. So there is no proposed amendment to clause 7.1. So do I move to clause 8? Yes, I'm told that there are some other amendments to clause 7. Yes, minority leader, anything different?
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, just because you indicated that you are withdrawing for first deputy speaker to take the chair. Well, for second deputy speaker to take the chair. Mr. Speaker, it's been related to me in respect of our advertised motion to be taken to tomorrow. Mr. Speaker, so I just wanted confirmation of same so that we prepare for tomorrow. Mr. Speaker, that's all I wanted to do.
Yeah, please. Earlier discussion in conclave agreed that we would take those motions tomorrow. I had some assignment, but I had to come to do this and to assure you that tomorrow to be taken. If possible, 2 motions will be taken tomorrow. In spite of the pressure on you, we'll have to do them, clear these things before we go on recess. Yes, Majority Leader.
Yes, as discussed, tomorrow there are several motions. Several motions are pending. I have at least two motions, and my motions predate his motions. Mr. Speaker, my motion, if you recall, when you admitted my motion predates his motions. So, Mr. Speaker, if you have the energy tomorrow, we will see how many motions you'll be able to take. Depending on your energy level, that will determine how many motions you will be able to take. Because I know I have 2 motions. Two motions. And motions that predate the motion of the minority leader. And I think that it is fair to treat all of us fairly, which is to admit motions and take them in the order in which they were admitted. If it turns out that we can't take all of them, then maybe when we resume.
Majority Leader, you can be sure that I'll be very fair. I'll be very fair and firm. But it's not usually the case that motions are taken as they are admitted, in the order as they are admitted. But tomorrow we'll definitely be available to take the motions. And depending on the leadership of the House, we'll go as far as we can tomorrow. What I know is that the decision was that the motion that the minority leader referred to will be taken tomorrow. That was the decision. So we'll do that tomorrow. Yes, second deputy speaker to take the chair. Sorry?
Mr. Speaker,
I heard you. I think I will not allow you to do what you want to do. I want, please. Yesterday, leadership, you were not at the other function. I gave an indication yesterday. I gave an indication to the audience address yesterday that I will be giving opportunity to those who have happy mouths to contribute on the floor. Are we together? Those of you with happy mouths will be getting the opportunity to contribute. Yes. Now, consult, they will define it for you. That mouth includes healthy mouths. And you know, in Parliament, we refer to it as parliamentary language. Those who use parliamentary language. So if you are a fan of using unparliamentary language, you lose the opportunity to be contributing on the floor of the House. Because this is a house of order. Please. The minority leader knows what I'm talking about.
Honourable members, I think I should put the question on clause 7, Roman number 15. And the question is, all those in favor of the proposed amendment say aye. All those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. The proposed amendment to clause 15, that is SV, is carried. Now, SVI, the same clause 7, chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, clause 7, amendment proposed, subclause 3, line 2, delete 100 and insert 5,000, and in line 3, after done, delete 250 and insert 20,000. Honourable Speaker, this is in respect of the penalties. Just the change.
Penalty, very well. Honourable members, the chairman has made a proposed amendment in clause 7, Roman numerals SVI. All those in favor of the proposed amendment say aye. All those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. The proposed amendment is carried. Now, I'll put the entire clause 7. All those in favor that clause 7, as variously amended, stands part of the bill, say aye. All those against say no. Honourable members, clause 7, as variously amended, is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 8.
Tenure of office of members of the board.
Chairman, is there any proposed amendment?
Honourable Speaker, no proposed amendment.
Honourable members, there's no proposed amendment to clause 8. And the question is, all those in favor that clause 8 stands part of the bill, say aye. All those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. Clause 8 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 9.
Meetings of the board.
Yes, Chairman.
Honourable Speaker, clause 9, amendment proposed. Subclause 3, line 2 and 3, delete paragraph J or H of subsection 1 and insert paragraph H and I of subsection 1. I so move.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, the chairman has moved a proposed amendment to clause 9, listed as SVII in today's order paper. All those in favor of the proposed amendment say aye. All those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. The proposed amendment is carried. Chairman, SVIII. Please, whose microphone is on?
Honourable Speaker, clause 9, amendment proposed, subclause 4, line 1, delete 5 and insert 7 in terms of color.
Very well.
I so moved.
Very well. Honourable members, the proposed amendment is before the House. All those in favor of the proposed amendment say aye. All those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. The proposed amendment is carried. And now I'll put the entire cross 9. All those in favor that cross 9 as variously amended stands part of the bill, say aye. All those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. Cross 9 as variously amended is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 10.
Disclosure of interest.
Chairman, is there any proposed amendment?
Honorable Speaker, no proposed amendment advertised.
The question is, all those in favor that clause 10 stands part of the bill, say aye. All those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. Clause 10 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 11.
Establishment of committees.
Chairman.
Honorable Speaker, no proposed amendment to clause 11.
Honourable members, there's no proposed amendment to clause 11, and the question is, all those in favor that clause 11 stands part of the bill, say aye. All those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. Clause 11 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 12.
Establishment of technical committee.
Chairman.
Honorable Speaker, clause 12, amendment proposed. Subclause 2, paragraph D. Delete and insert the following as captured on page 13. I so move.
Honourable members, there is a proposed amendment to clause 12, and the proposed amendment is before the House. I'll then put the question, all those in favor that the proposed amendment to clause 12 is adopted, say aye. All those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. The proposed amendment is carried. Now let me put clause 12 as various amendment. Oh, okay, yes. Example.
Mr. Speaker, sorry to draw your attention. Maybe you can direct the draft persons to take note. I heard that the composition of the governing board was changed. They added some other members. So amending the quorum, they should take account of that.
Very well. Drafters.
So they have to take account
Drafters.
of it. Yes, they added, I think, other agencies to it. They didn't take it.
Honourable Champion, I think that particular clause, we flag it. So
okay, so the one together will take note of it.
So clause 12 has variously amended. All those in favor say aye. All those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. Clause 12 as variously amended is ordered to stand part of the bill. Now, clause 13.
Functions of the technical committee.
Chairman, is there any proposed amendment?
Honorable Speaker, no proposed amendment.
Honourable members, there's no. Yes, honourable member for Efia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on the 13A, the technical committee shall advise on the process and procedures. I believe it should be processes and procedures. So I move that we amend the process into processes. Well, let me.
Very well. So, yes, honourable members, I think with this I'll just direct the drafters to take care of that.
We're drafting in singular.
Yes, member for Chris. Yeah, let me hear you.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the clause 13, I think one key issue that businesses also face is disputes, in terms of disputes. And I was thinking that we would want to also make it an explicit provision as a function of the technical committee to also add settling of disputes that may arise.
What do you propose?
I propose that we add additional clause to read provide dispute resolution mechanisms and provide dispute resolution mechanisms for
Well, honourable members, I think he's just proposing that we should be clear with our processes of addressing issues.
Yes.
So now you are clear. You want to give us a rendition? Okay, let's hear you.
Mr. Speaker, provide clear, investor-friendly dispute resolution mechanisms.
Let me hear and then I come to you. Yes.
Right, Honourable Speaker, respectfully, if you check clause 11, it demands that the board may establish committees consisting of members of the board or non-members or both to perform a function of the board. And if you read the 2, that is the 2 clause 11, it states that a committee composed of members and non-members shall be chaired by a member of the board. A committee comprised entirely of non-members shall be advisory. So I am indicating that the board itself has the opportunity or has the right to establish committees. So in the event that there is a dispute, the board itself can establish an ad hoc committee to investigate or resolve such matters. It does not need to be given to the technical committee as a function, and that's why I disagree with my brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So, leader.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, dispute resolution procedures have been specifically provided for in subsequent clauses. So if you look at clause 44 deals with dispute resolution procedures. So you cannot have a committee advising on how to resolve disputes when there are clear express provisions setting out dispute resolution procedures within the legislation. So kindly abandon that. There's express provision, clause 44. Clause 44.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, if I may, okay. I made that provision because there are grievance procedures, but it was not, dispute resolution was not part of their functions. We are talking about the technical, but I'm guided, except that because there were grievances procedures, but as a function, it was not mentioned, but I'm guided. Thank you.
Thank you. Leader.
Speaker, not too related to the clause under consideration, but Mr. Speaker, a fundamental issue was raised earlier by me regarding a major stakeholder in this country, a stakeholder that will be greatly affected by this bill. Mr. Speaker, they brought a petition regarding the threshold and some few other matters. Mr. Speaker, I don't want this house to be seen as a house that does not listen. I've just checked with the committee members, including the chair of the committee, as to whether or not they've been able to meet with good time to hear them. Mr. Speaker, in the lawmaking process, the theory is that as part of it, we hear the public, we listen to them, and when there's a public memoranda, we have to consider before moving to consideration stage. Mr. Speaker, we are doing this legislation. There is a public memoranda. the committee's first and foremost duty is to at least grant hearing. Mr. Speaker, this side is not obstructing government, but Mr. Speaker, we want the right thing to be done. The minority met with Guta, and their concern was basically that when they even bring public memoranda to Parliament, we don't listen. I would plead with the respected majority leader to work with the sponsor of the bill. Guta's memoranda must be heard. We must not rush into doing this bill, and when the matter is raised, you are told that when it gets to that clause, come with your amendment. That's not how it works. Mr. Speaker, just before I sit, you recall that when the VAT amendment bill came into this house, I stood up and I said, I am an entrepreneur and I do trading, and I know how this would affect the ordinary trader on the street. My respected colleague, the Deputy Finance Minister, said it will change nothing. Go out there. They are being charged 20%. You said you gave your word. Now Guta is complaining that you have now set up a technical committee to look into this VAT thing. The very thing that we raise it here, is it because I'm opposing you politically? So even if I'm sharing wisdom, you don't want to listen. You go out there. If you had listened to me, you wouldn't go and set up a technical committee for a possible review during mid-year review. Mr. Speaker, I will conclude by pleading with them. Our colleagues, we know you have your numbers, but at least listen. We are not here to just oppose for opposing sake. There are real issues affecting industry. Listen to Guta's memoranda. Let's hear them. Let the committee grant fair hearing. Let us look into the threshold issues that they have raised before we come to consideration. It's part of our procedure, my respected colleagues. Don't be dismissive, else it will always come back and haunt this very house. Mr. Speaker, I have made my point and I speak no more.
Thank you very much. Yes, Leader.
Mr. Speaker, this bill has been in the works for more than 2 years. Yes, for more than 2 years. This bill ought to have been passed by this House in the 8th Parliament. The proposals contained in this bill were actually crafted when he was a majority leader. When he was majority leader. That was when the original proposals contained in this were crafted. There has been extensive stakeholder meetings and analysis of the proposals, which has led to a virtual rewriting of the bill. Now, what you are talking about thresholds, is something that I have also heard, because they are saying that we are reducing the threshold for entry into the country. It used to be $1 million, and we are reducing it to $500,000 cash. And the reason why the authority or the proposed authority is the sponsor is suggesting that we should change it to $500,000 cash is that the previous legislation said $1 million in goods or in cash. So all that people did was to bring in goods and then claim that the value of the goods constitute 1 million. So the country was not benefiting in terms of actual money being injected into the economy by foreign investors. And so we decided to be more specific, that it is cash we are looking for. We're not asking you to bring us goods. We're asking you to bring cash. So now the threshold has been changed so that it is 500,000 United States dollars cash. that is actually more stringent than the previous arrangement, which used to be 1 million goods or cash. These discussions have been had severally. As for the issue of foreign invasion of our economy, it has been a long-standing issue. But it is not because of this bill that we will continue to have that problem. It's a problem that we need to fix in the financial sector of the country, because our traders and manufacturers are borrowing at very high cost. So foreigners who are borrowing at a lower cost can easily dominate your economy. Mr. Speaker, as we speak, we are fixing the financial sector of this country. Interest rates are coming down. It is that which will solve the problem, not this legislation. So I don't want it put out there that we are ignoring Guta. In any case, I have said what they have said. We can argue it in this chamber, because that is the gravamen of their case, that we are reducing the thresholds. And I've explained why the proponents of the bill are suggesting that the threshold should be reduced, but made more stringent by insisting that it has to be cash, 500,000 United States dollars. If you have arguments against what the proponents are proposing, which you have read from the petition, you can advance those arguments. But I don't like the way you are indicting the chairman of the committee. Mr. Speaker, this chairman did a very diligent work. Chairman has been very, very diligent. He has consulted stakeholders extensively before putting together his report. And the chairman should be encouraged. The chairman should be encouraged. And this is a chairman who's on the MPP side. And you get up and you are trying to belittle the work of the chairman. Mr. Speaker, I will not allow the chairman to be undermined. I will not allow the chairman to be undermined. So let us continue. If we get to the investment thresholds and you have specific amendments on behalf of the stakeholders, 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 you can do so, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. So,
Mr. Speaker, I said I speak no more on the substantive issue, but the leader has introduced two matters that I want to address. Mr. Speaker, respectfully, yes, I served as majority leader, but I would want to contest that submission by him that the bill was introduced into this house under my leadership, and that bill sought to amend the threshold. Mr. Speaker, that is incorrect. I beg to submit, just for the records. Two, Mr. Speaker, the issue about Guta has to do with the sponsor. I have not raised any issue regarding the industry of the chair. Mr. Speaker, I would conclude simply by saying that we are gradually making it impossible for consensus building in this house. Where every view is opposed, Mr. Speaker, it is something we must watch. And I am speaking in this house. I speak as an entrepreneur, and I know there are many entrepreneurs in this chamber, on the left and on the right, who trade and know the real issues. So I don't want us to pass a law as if we are detached from the real world. Mr. Speaker, the respected leader says that the economy is doing well. I will not stand anywhere to challenge the numbers, But the numbers must have effect in the lives of the people. The numbers must have effect in the market. The numbers have no effect. Mr. Speaker, it is for him to make his political statement. I will not contest him any longer. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, wait, for the records. Speaker, for the records, this is the third time he's speaking to this matter on the floor. He has been guided. That petition is not before us. We have now passed the debating the principles of the bill. So if you are minded to carry their views in terms of amendment, you have been guided to do so. But every time you want to speak and damn the government, you are hitting Guta's head against government. As if we are doing something against their interest with this bill. Why?
Yes.
Speaker, the minority leader has been making this point, and each time we try to correct him. I don't know why he is so unrepentant. Mr. Speaker, we conducted thorough stakeholder engagement. We have a report, stakeholder engagement report here, showing all the people who attended, including Guta. So what is this? We have done this extensive consultation before coming to the House with this bill. So it is never the case that we did not consult stakeholders before finalizing the bill. We did extensive consultation, and we have a copy of the report of the stakeholder engagement we have been sharing around. If the committee wanted all this information, they were available to be given to them. So we have gone past all these things that the minority leader keeps mentioning.
Leader, I think it's...
For the record, respectfully, just 1 minute. Mr. Speaker, I would want the Chief Whip on the majority side to be guided. When I take issues up and his leader responds to me, unless the leader is not seated and he would want to respond to me. Mr. Speaker, leader has responded to me. His leader has responded. I do not want issues to be reduced into personal matters. Mr. Speaker, we are not dealing with personality issues here. Mr. Speaker,
thank you, leader.
Mr. Speaker, two. Honorable Minister, Honorable Deputy Minister, with respect, we met, the minority side met with Guta just last week. It was a public function. They stated publicly that you did not engage them and you did not even respond to their petition. Mr. Speaker, don't create the impression that the Deputy Minister of Finance should not create the impression that we just come here and talk because of politics. We are not attacking you. We are raising a fundamental issue coming from a stakeholder. The meeting we had with them was public. So don't say that I keep repeating the same thing because they keep complaining. You are in office. So take responsibility.
Thank you. So, honorable members, clause 13.
Speaker, I entered this house with the respected minority leader. I am not aware that when we get to consideration stage, we allow anybody to bring back issues that we should have dealt with at
the second reading.
A second reading for 30 minutes. Yes, this is the House of Democracy. Mr. Speaker, all that he's raised are things that are policy issues. We passed that stage. Yes, it is okay for Guta to meet the minority and make their point. It's true. In fact, even after passing this bill, somebody will not like something about it. But that is law. So, Mr. Speaker,
thank you.
So that we are guided, so that the next time a bill comes, somebody doesn't take us for 30 minutes because he wants to speak his mind. That is not the point of how we call it. In fact, Mr. Speaker, whatever Guta was seeking to amend in this bill, I'm waiting for you. You say you are taking it to Yoko.
Thank you. Minister,
you say you are taking it to Yoko. I'm waiting for you.
Minister, thank you. Minister, thank you.
Is it not Yoko?
Honorable members.
I'm waiting for
Honorable members, clause 13.
Mr. Speaker, he was busy trying to take me to Yoko. I'm waiting for you at Yoko. You also serve at Road Fund. The report is also there waiting for you.
Minister, thank you. So, honorable members, clause 13, all those in favor that clause 13 stands part of the bill, say aye. All those against, say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. Clause 13 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 14.
Allowances.
Chairman, any proposed amendment?
Honorable Speaker, no proposed amendment to clause 14.
Honorable members, there is no proposed amendment to clause 14. All those in favor that clause 14 stands part of the bill, say aye. All those against, say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. Clause 14 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 15.
Executive oversight.
Chairman, is there any proposed amendment?
Yes, Honorable Speaker. Clause 15, amendment proposed. Subclause 2, line 1, after President, delete may and insert shall, so that the rendition will read, the President shall, in writing, designate a minister to have oversight responsibility over the authority. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, the proposed amendment to clause 15. All those in favor of the proposed amendment say aye. All those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The proposed amendment is carried. So, clause 15 as variously amended. All those in favor say aye.
Mr. Speaker.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, earlier on, you gave some guidance in terms of, and I want to seek some clarity, in terms of who the authority is responsible to, and indicated that all the issues that comes directly with the president, eventually everybody is responsible towards the president, but for the authority is an agency under the ministry. And I want to seek clarity from the minister or the chairman of the committee if this area, the clause 15, the authority responsible to the president, the I, should not see some amendments before I make my proposed amendment. This is for clarity and guidance. Yes.
John, do you see reason with?
Right, Honorable Speaker, I'm not clear on what the proposed amendments.
I'm saying that the Speaker, when we were looking at the clause 6, in reference to the D and the E, and the Speaker indicated that we should take out the president and maintain through. So indicate whether there's, I was just drawing our attention for some clarity and then guidance. Thank you.
Yes, Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. If you look at the submission made by the Right Honorable Speaker in line with this, we may have to do some consequential amendment to say that no. Why? To say that the authority is responsible to the president. Right Honorable Speaker, this is an executive function, so I would like to suggest that we leave it as it is.
The minister.
Because it's an executive function, we'll leave it as the president, not to the minister.
Let me support.
Yes,
Mr. Speaker, I want to support the position of the chairman of the committee. If you go to clause 6, it was referencing either proposals and suggestions going directly to the president. Then we changed it to the minister. So consistently, the 6, D and E, we referenced the minister instead of the president because of the way and manner the authority's function, the board's functionality, should go to the minister. However, when you come to the executive oversight, already it is saying that the president may designate a minister. So the president has the power to designate the minister, as can be seen in the clause 6, where the board will be functioning or be reporting through that minister. But in terms of executive oversight, it is consistent that the authority be made responsible to the president.
Thank you very much. Yeah, leader.
I think the practice has always been to locate the Investment Promotion Center, later Council, now Authority. They have always been located in the office of the President. The idea is that when foreign investment is going to happen, it requires the concerted effort of several ministries and ministers and agencies. And because of the President's convening power, his capacity to get all the agencies to act expeditiously, when you locate the Investment Promotion Center in the office of the President, investment gets more speedily processed than if it is just a particular minister. Even though at all times the President will designate a particular minister, and sometimes it's been the trade minister, sometimes it is the minister for finance. But the ultimate authority is the President. And when the investors come into town and they are told that the agency that is going to be processing their investment is actually in the office of the President, they have a certain level of comfort that matters can be expedited because the presidency is involved. So let's leave it the way it is. Trust me, no president has ever directly been, overseeing the agency. He will always designate a minister to oversee the agency.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. First is the difficulty of the amendment we have carried in the light of the issue he has raised. The amendment we carried is now making it mandatory that the president would necessarily have to designate someone. And that takes away part of the executive authority of the president, even though it's seen as a delegated responsibility. We have an executive president, Mr. Speaker, and the president can decide if he thinks that there's a special interest with GPIC. The president should be able to sit and then be taking direct report on GPIC. But by the current amendment, we are saying that the president cannot do that. The president must necessarily appoint a minister to whom shall report to the president. And I think that it was for good reason that the parent law had the may in it, that you give the president an opportunity to either delegate or not to delegate, because all the function, the executive authority is on the president. Now, if you are now tying the hands of the president and say the president must, when it comes to GPIC, delegate, I think that we should be a bit hesitant trying to tie the hands of the president, because we have an executive president. And for good reason, a president can decide one day to say that GPIC has something that I want to champion myself, so they should be reporting to me. So that's the first difficulty. And I was thinking that it is fitting, it is actually going into the heart of his concern. Now that we're saying that the president must delegate, because we have introduced or we have replaced the word may with shall. It therefore means that under what, Mr. Speaker, how is he going to even delegate it? We are saying a minister. Which minister? Is it the Minister of Finance, the minister responsible for trade? Which minister? Because in this act, when you come to the interpretation, minister has not been defined to me Minister of Finance, neither has it been defined to me Minister for Trade.
Very well.
It could be any minister. So, Mr. Speaker, these are the issues that I think that we should be addressing.
Chairman, did you hear? I think that amendment you effected was just to change may to shall. But he is talking about the fact that the feasibility should have been better.
Right Honorable Speaker,
Dedi kama amena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.